Welcome to JF Coin, the home for coin lovers, treasure hunters, and history enthusiasts. Today we are going to dive into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the Liberty 1-cent coin of 1973D. This is not just an ordinary penny that you may find lying around in your change or hidden at the back of an old drawer. This is a coin with a story, with history, and with value that may surprise you. So stay with me until the end of this video because you are about to discover why the 1973D Lincoln cent can be worth much more than just 1 cent. Let us start with the basics. The 1973D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it carries the small letter D under the date. In 1973 millions of these coins were produced, more than 3 billion to be exact, which might make you think they are common and ordinary. But the truth is that within this sea of copper coins lie hidden treasures. Some of these pennies, due to their condition, errors in minting, or simply because of their survival in pristine quality, are now worth hundreds, thousands, and in rare cases hundreds of thousands of dollars. When we talk about the Liberty 1 cent, we are not only talking about metal. We are talking about history. This coin carries the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909 to mark the centennial of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse side, in 1973, you will still find the Lincoln Memorial design, a piece of art that makes this coin instantly recognizable. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, a detail that reminds us of the craftsmanship and symbolism placed into even the smallest denomination of United States currency. Now let us talk about the material and why collectors value this coin so highly. The 1973D Lincoln cent was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This was before the U.S. Mint switched to copper-plated zinc in 1982. That means every one of these pennies is almost solid copper, which already makes them more valuable than face value because of the intrinsic metal content. But the real treasure is not in the copper. It is in the condition and rarity. Imagine holding a 1973D penny in your hand that looks exactly as it did the day it left the mint. No scratches, no discoloration, sharp edges, a blazing red color shining under the light. Collectors call this gem red uncirculated condition, and in that state the coin can fetch incredible prices. Some have sold for hundreds of dollars, others for thousands depending on the grade assigned by professional grading services. And the highest recorded sales have reached astonishing figures that leave coin enthusiasts speechless. According to market records, a top-graded 1973D penny has been valued at over $779,335. Yes, you heard that right, almost $800,000 for a 1-cent coin. This is the magic of numismatics, where history, rarity, condition, and collector passion combine to turn a humble coin into a treasure chest. Now you may ask, what makes one of these coins worth that kind of money while others are only worth a few cents? The answer lies in a combination of scarcity and perfection. Out of the billions produced, only a handful survive in flawless condition. Some may also have minting errors that make them even more unique. Double die errors, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and other unusual variations can multiply the value. For collectors, owning such a coin is like holding a piece of American history that no one else can claim. The story of the 1973D Liberty 1 cent is also a story of the American economy and culture. Think about it. In 1973 the United States was facing changes in industry, politics, and society. The penny was a symbol of everyday life, something every American carried. Yet within this simple coin, history was being preserved. Today collectors look back at those coins and see more than copper. They see a connection to a time period, a president who shaped the nation, and a minting tradition that has lasted more than a century. So what should you do if you come across a 1973D penny? First, do not spend it. Take a closer look. Hold it under the light. If it has that brilliant red shine, if it looks sharp and uncirculated, you may have something valuable. Even if it shows a rare error, you may be holding a small fortune. The best step is to have it checked by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, who can certify the condition and assign it a grade that determines its market worth. On the open market today, circulated 1973D pennies might only bring a few cents, maybe up to $1 or $2 for nice examples. But uncirculated ones can easily reach $50 to $100. And the gem red graded examples climb much higher. The record breakers, those nearly perfect coins, are the ones that push the value into the hundreds of thousands, and here is the exciting part. These coins are still out there. People often inherit old collections from parents or grandparents, or they find jars of pennies stored away for decades. Hidden among them could be a 1973D that is far more valuable than anyone realizes. That is why collectors love the hunt. Every penny you check could be the one. Friends, the Liberty 1 cent is more than money. It is a piece of history you can hold in your hand. It is proof that even the smallest coin can carry a story worth telling and a value worth seeking. From Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy to the artistry of American coinage, from copper metal to collector's gold, the 1973 D penny is a reminder that treasures are everywhere, waiting to be discovered. So the next time you see a penny, do not just pass it by. Take a closer look. Because that tiny coin might just be worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, and could change your life in an instant. Thank you for watching JF Coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and value of the 1973 D Liberty 1 cent, make sure to stay connected for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins. Every coin has a tale, and here on JF Coin. Today we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating coins of American history, the Liberty 1 cent coin, with a special focus on the year 1978 D. Many collectors underestimate this coin, but once you dive into its history, value, and present-day market worth, you will realize it is much more than just a penny. Let us begin with a journey through time. The Liberty 1 cent coin carries a legacy that stretches back over 100 years. The design of the coin represents freedom, resilience, and the American spirit. Originally crafted with beautiful artistry, the Liberty cent became a household item, a silent witness to countless stories of American families. Every coin that passed from hand to hand carried with it a small piece of history. Now, let us move to the year 1978. This was a significant period in American numismatic history. The Denver Mint, marked with the letter D, produced millions of 1 cent coins. Yet, hidden among the ordinary mintage are those rare examples that have gained the attention of serious collectors. These coins are not only valued for their age but also for their variations, errors, and condition. When preserved in mint state, their value skyrockets far beyond the face value of just 1 cent. Collectors around the world know that the worth of a coin depends on several factors: rarity, demand, condition, and historical importance. The 1978 D Liberty 1 cent ticks many of these boxes. With a strong demand in the market and its historic connection, this coin has carved a unique place for itself. While an average worn piece may only fetch a modest price, the ones in brilliant uncirculated condition, free from scratches and marks, can reach astonishing values. Let us now talk about numbers, because this is the part every collector waits for. The current market value of a high-grade 1978 D Liberty 1 cent is not just a few dollars. It is valued at a stunning $779,336. Yes, you heard it right. Almost $780,000 for a single cent coin. This is the power of rarity and demand in the world of coin collecting. Imagine holding a small copper coin in your hand that was minted in 1978, a coin that many people might ignore or spend without thinking, but in the right condition it is worth more than luxury cars, more than houses, even more than gold bars. This is why collectors spend their lives hunting, researching, and preserving coins. Because every coin could be a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. Now let us talk about history and the symbolic value of the Liberty cent. This coin carries not just monetary worth, but also a cultural story. It represents a time when the cost of living was different, when inflation was lower, when America was writing new chapters in its economic journey. Every 1978 D Liberty 1 cent is a time capsule. It speaks of the Denver Mint's craftsmanship, of the circulation of currency in late 20th century America, and of the changing face of American society. What makes these coins even more special are the error varieties. For example, some 1978 D cents were struck with doubling on the letters or numbers, some were struck off-center, and some show unique die cracks. These error coins are often considered treasures within treasures. A simple doubling on the date or lettering can multiply the coin's worth several times. Collectors pay a premium for these varieties, sometimes outbidding one another in auctions to secure a rare piece. The global coin market is very active today, with online platforms, coin shows, and dedicated auctions happening every month. The Liberty 1 cent continues to dominate attention, and the 1978 D version has been climbing steadily in value. Many experts suggest that the price will continue to rise as collectors compete for the few surviving high-grade examples. Remember, condition is king. If you have one of these coins in pristine condition, you are sitting on a fortune. Let us also highlight how to identify if your coin is valuable. First, check the mint mark. Look for the letter D under the date, which means it was minted in Denver. Second, check the condition. A coin with its original luster, sharp details, and no visible damage is highly desirable. Third, examine carefully for any error marks. Even a small variety can add thousands of dollars to the price. The story of the Liberty 1 cent is not just about metal and numbers. It is about passion. It is about the thrill of discovery. It is about realizing that even the smallest object in your pocket could hold a hidden treasure. And this is what makes coin collecting one of the most exciting hobbies in the world. So, if you have a 1978 D Liberty 1 cent in your collection, take another look at it. It might just be the gem that changes your life. Whether you are a beginner, a seasoned collector, or simply someone curious about coins, this penny teaches an unforgettable lesson. Value is not always in size. Sometimes, the smallest things hold the greatest worth. Friends, this is why here on JF Coin we bring you these stories. Because knowledge is power, and in the world of coins, knowledge can turn into wealth. The Liberty 1 cent, especially the 1978D, is proof that the right coin at the right time can be worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Liberty cents, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, where every video brings you closer to the hidden treasures of numismatics. Like this video, share it with fellow collectors, and tell us in the comments if you have ever come across a rare 1978D Liberty 1 cent. Who knows, maybe one of you is holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. Stay tuned for more amazing discoveries, because here on JF Coin. Today's video is going to be a treat for every coin collector and enthusiast because we are talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin from the year 1981 with the D mint mark. This coin is not just a simple penny, it is a piece of American history that carries an incredible story, and today we will explore its background, its minting, its varieties, the current market demand, and most importantly, the shocking value it can reach in today's coin market. Let's start with a bit of history. The Liberty 1 cent coin, more popularly known as the Lincoln cent, has been in circulation for more than a century. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it replaced the Indian head cent and became the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and his initials, VDB, became famous in the coin collecting community. By the time we reached the 1980s, this coin had already been circulating for over 70 years, but certain mint years still stand out, and 1981 is one of them. The 1981 D Liberty 1 cent was struck at the Denver Mint, and the D mark is clearly visible under the date. What makes this year especially fascinating is the change in composition that was about to take place. In 1982, just a year later, the United States Mint would switch from the traditional copper-based pennies to zinc with a thin copper coating, drastically altering the weight, the feel, and even the sound of the coin. That means the 1981 D penny is one of the very last fully copper cents ever made, containing 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This makes it not just a piece of circulating currency but also a metal collectible. Now let us talk about rarity and value. At first glance, you might think a 1981 D penny is just an ordinary coin that millions of people still have lying in their drawers or piggy banks. And it is true that the Denver Mint struck an enormous number of these coins, over 5 billion in total. But here is where things get interesting. Not every 1981 D penny is the same. Some have survived in pristine condition, never touched, never circulated, shining with their original luster. Others display striking errors like off-center strikes, double dies, weak strikes, or misaligned dies. These factors, combined with overall condition and grading, can send the value skyrocketing. So what is the current market value for a 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin today? Ordinary worn examples are worth their face value, but collectors are always looking for higher grades and rare varieties. A brilliant uncirculated coin with sharp details and full red color can easily bring in several dollars. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services can sell for hundreds. And rare error coins or top population examples have shocked collectors by reaching into the thousands. In fact, the market has recently recorded a staggering figure connected to this coin. The top-end Liberty 1 cent 1981 D has been reported with an estimated value as high as $779,337. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $800,000 for a coin that most people overlook as just a penny. That is the magic of coin collecting. You never know when a small piece of change can hold life-changing potential. Let's also talk about how to identify a valuable one. First, look for the condition. Coins that have full red copper luster with no scratches, no stains, and no circulation marks are the ones that grading companies love. Next, look carefully at the mint mark and the date. Some 1981 D pennies show doubling on the digits or on the mint mark itself. Others may have slightly misaligned dies creating a shadow-like effect. Then check for off-center strikes where part of the design is missing or shifted. These can make your coin instantly more valuable. Collectors around the world are hunting these coins not only for their copper content but also for their historic significance. Because after 1982, the era of true copper pennies ended forever. The 1981 D is therefore the last full year where you can still hold a heavy solid copper cent in your hand. For coin lovers, that weight alone brings a nostalgic connection to the past. So what does this mean for you? It means you should definitely check your jars, your drawers, and your collections for a 1981 D Liberty 1 cent coin. Even if it looks ordinary, take a second look. Get a magnifying glass, check the surfaces, check for doubling, look at the edges, and see if it might be hiding a secret that could turn it from a 1-cent piece to a life-changing fortune. Now let's look at the investment side. Many investors and collectors are stacking copper cents from before 1982 because of the rising copper prices. Each penny contains about 2 cents worth of copper at today's rates, meaning that even its metal value is worth more than its face value. But the real power lies in high-grade certified coins. Coins that are slabbed by PCGS or NGC with a high mint state grade can hold value that continues to grow over time. Imagine owning a 1981D penny in MS67 red. That is like holding a trophy piece that few others in the world will ever touch. The coin market is booming with interest. Rare auctions, online platforms, and coin shows have seen the demand for copper cents climb. Collectors are willing to pay premiums to secure the best examples. The 1981D Liberty 1-cent coin sits right at the heart of this demand, bridging the gap between everyday pocket change and high-value collectibles. So next time you see a 1981D penny, do not dismiss it as ordinary. Remember its history, remember its copper composition, remember its potential hidden errors, and remember its shocking top market value of $779,337. This coin is proof that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places, and with that we wrap up today's deep dive into the Liberty 1-cent 1981D. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JF Coin for more exciting stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable collectibles that could be hiding in your pocket right now. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because you never know which coin might turn into your golden discovery. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today I am bringing you an extraordinary journey into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the Liberty 1-cent coin, with a special focus on the year 1982 Denver Mint marked with the D. This coin is not just a simple penny, it is a window into history, a collectible treasure, and right now in the coin market it is worth an astonishing value of $779,338. Yes, you heard me correctly. That small copper-colored cent that many people overlook in their pockets has turned into a fortune for those who know its secret. The story of the Liberty 1-cent coin takes us back into the very fabric of American coinage. Since the first 1-cent pieces were struck, they have represented more than just monetary value. They became part of the nation's culture, symbols of freedom, and witnesses of history. From the earliest large cents of the late 1700s to the Lincoln wheat pennies of the early 20th century, every design tells a chapter of America's growth. By the time we reached the 1980s, something remarkable was happening with the cent. The metal composition was changing, the minting techniques were evolving, and a few errors and varieties created coins that collectors chase even today. Now, why is the 1982D Liberty 1-cent coin so special? To understand that, you need to know what was happening in 1982. Up until that year, United States 1-cent coins were made primarily of copper. However, due to the rising cost of copper in the global market, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a cheaper composition. They introduced a new cent made mostly of zinc with just a thin copper coating. During the transition, both copper cents and zinc cents were minted in 1982. This created a fascinating mixture of varieties, including different weights, different styles of lettering, and even different mint marks. Among them, the 1982D cent is one of the most talked about coins in modern numismatics. The Denver Mint produced millions of coins, but certain strikes of the 1982D carry mistakes, doubling effects, or unusual compositions that make them incredibly rare. Imagine finding one of these in circulation and realizing you are holding a coin that the market values at nearly $800,000. That is like discovering treasure in plain sight. Collectors around the world hunt for these Liberty 1-cent coins because they are not just pieces of change. They are symbols of rarity and fortune. If you have a penny jar at home, if you have old coins in a drawer, or if your grandparents saved rolls of cents from the bank, now is the time to check carefully. That 1982D Liberty 1-cent could turn your life upside down, but let us go even deeper into the history. The design itself is iconic. On the obverse, the portrait of Abraham Lincoln reminds every American of strength, leadership, and unity during one of the hardest times in U.S. history. On the reverse, the lettering and detail carry the promise of liberty and the value of 1 cent. When a coin combines both strong symbolism and an extraordinary rarity, collectors and investors line up to own it. This demand pushes the market higher and higher, and that is why the 1982D Liberty 1 cent today can command a market price of $779,338. Think about that number for a moment. Less than $1 in your hand could secretly be worth more than many luxury cars, more than a house, and more than most people earn in a lifetime. That is the magic of numismatics. It is not only about money, it is about discovery, history, and the thrill of the hunt. Every coin tells a story, and every collector becomes part of that story when they hold a rare piece like this. Now let me give you a guide on how you can identify a valuable 1982D Liberty 1 cent. First, check the weight. The older copper cents from 1982 weigh 3.11 grams while the zinc versions weigh only 2.5 grams. Some of the rarest coins are transitional errors where the wrong metal was used. Second, check the mint mark. Look carefully at the D under the date. If you see doubling or unusual shaping, that coin might be extremely valuable. Third, look for the overall condition. Coins graded in mint state condition by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can reach the highest values because collectors love pristine examples. The market for these coins is very active. Auctions have shown that collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for the right coin. Imagine sitting in an auction hall, holding your breath, as the bidding rises from a few thousand to hundreds of thousands and finally closes at nearly 800,000. That is the dream of every coin enthusiast. And for those lucky enough to find one of these coins in their collection, that dream becomes reality. So what should you do if you think you have a 1982 D Liberty 1 cent? Do not rush to spend it. Do not let it sit unprotected in a jar. Instead, carefully handle it, weigh it, and if it looks promising, get it authenticated by a trusted grading company. Remember that condition is everything, so the way you store and protect your coin could be the difference between a few $100s and a life-changing fortune. Friends, here at JF Coin we believe that coin collecting is more than a hobby. It is a journey through history, a treasure hunt, and sometimes even a path to unexpected wealth. The Liberty 1 cent coin of 1982D proves that even the smallest denomination can become a legend. It reminds us that history is alive in our pockets, waiting to be discovered. Before we wrap up, let us reflect on this lesson. Never underestimate the power of small things. A single cent, dismissed by many, can hold within it the story of a nation, the artistry of minting, and the potential for great fortune. That is why we must always look closely, learn constantly, and treasure the coins we find. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent coin and its incredible 1982D rarity, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with your friends. Who knows, maybe someone watching this right now will check their penny jar tonight and discover a coin worth nearly $800,000. Imagine being that person. Thank you for joining me today. Stay curious, keep searching, and never give up the hunt. This is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into the incredible story of the Liberty 1 cent coin, specifically the 1996D edition. Believe it or not, this small copper piece, which most people pass by without a second thought, can actually be worth a fortune. We are going to uncover the history, the value, the reasons why collectors are paying so much for it, and what its current market worth is right now. By the end of this video, you will be amazed at how a simple coin could reach a value close to $779,339. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent coin, often called the Lincoln cent, has a legendary place in American coinage. The very first design was introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. That was the first time a United States coin carried the portrait of a real historical figure, and ever since then, the penny has become a symbol of both history and value. The Denver Mint, represented by the letter D, struck millions of these coins over the years. However, every single batch carries its own story, with small variations, errors, and conditions that determine how valuable a specific piece can become. Now let us talk specifically about the 1996D Liberty 1 cent. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, made of copper-plated zinc, circulating freely across America. But the world of coin collectors is all about details. Minting errors, double dies, die cracks, and condition play a massive role in deciding whether a coin is common pocket change or a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Some 1996D pennies have been found with incredibly sharp details, perfect preservation, or unique minting errors that skyrocketed their value in auctions. That is where the magic lies. What seems ordinary to the eye can actually hold unbelievable worth when looked at through the lens of a coin grader. Now let us turn to the market. As of now, the recorded value for a pristine 1996D Liberty 1 cent coin, in top mint state condition, has reached around $779,339. That is not a typo. It is nearly $800,000 for a single cent. This is the power of rarity, collector demand, and the historical weight carried by United States coins. Imagine finding one of these in your old collection box, or in a jar of coins that has been sitting in your home for years. That single discovery could completely change your financial future, but why is the market willing to pay so much? The answer lies in scarcity combined with perfection. Coin collectors, often known as numismatists, chase coins that are rare, unique, and perfectly preserved. The 1996D penny in high-grade condition is extremely hard to find. Over time, coins in circulation get scratched, worn down, and damaged. Only a handful survive in flawless mint state, and that handful becomes the holy grail for collectors. When bidding wars begin at auctions, prices rise dramatically, and before you know it, a tiny copper coin once used to buy bubble gum is selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let us add another layer of interest. Coins like this are not just about money. They are about history, culture, and the stories they tell. Every coin has traveled through hands, pockets, and generations. The 1996 Liberty 1 cent has its own silent journey, and now it has become a star in the world of numismatics. When you hold one in your hand, you are not just holding metal. You are holding a piece of American history, a legacy of craftsmanship, and a potential fortune. So what should you do if you have a jar of old coins at home? The answer is simple. Start looking carefully. Check every single penny, especially those from the 90s. You never know when you might come across a Liberty 1 cent that could be worth hundreds of thousands. Even coins in slightly lower conditions can sell for impressive amounts. The coin market is alive, strong, and growing every year, with collectors from all over the world willing to pay extraordinary sums for the right coin. Before we close, let us review. The Liberty 1 cent coin has a rich history beginning in 1909 with Abraham Lincoln. The 1996 D edition, though seemingly ordinary, holds hidden treasures in the form of rare errors and flawless mint conditions. Its current market value has been recorded as high as $779,339. And this is exactly why coin collecting is so thrilling. It shows us that something as small as a penny can hold a story worth more than gold. That is all for today's video on JF Coin. Today we are diving into the fascinating history, mystery, and current market value of one of the most iconic coins ever minted in the United States, the Liberty 1 cent coin. Many people walk right past old pennies without even noticing them, but what if I told you that some of these coins are worth not just a few cents, not just a few dollars, but hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's collector market? Yes, you heard that right. The Liberty 1 cent USA coins have shocked collectors with their rare value and unbelievable price tags. So stay tuned until the end of this video because you are about to learn how a coin with just 1 cent on its face can bring you life-changing money. The Liberty 1 cent coin has a deep and meaningful place in American coinage history. First minted in the late 18th century, these coins symbolized freedom, independence, and the new nation's spirit after the American Revolution. From the classic head to the braided hair design, each version carried a powerful image of liberty, representing the dreams of the people. These coins were struck in pure copper, heavy in weight, large in size, and bold in appearance. Holding one in your hand is like holding a piece of living history that traveled through time for more than 2 centuries. Collectors love these coins not only because of their design and history but also because of their rarity. Many of them were melted down, lost, or heavily circulated. But the ones that survived in high-quality conditions became treasures for collectors worldwide. Imagine the journey of a Liberty 1 cent coin minted in the early 1800s. It could have passed through the hands of pioneers, traders, soldiers, and farmers who helped build America. Every coin has a story to tell, and every scratch or shine is proof of its journey through time. Now let's talk about the part everyone is waiting for, the market value. While a common Liberty 1 cent coin in average condition might be worth anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s, certain rare dates and mint marks can go far beyond imagination. Some rare pieces are currently valued at more than $779,340 in today's market. Yes, that is $779,000 for a coin that once represented just a single cent. The reason behind this unbelievable value is simple: rarity, condition, and demand. Rare dates with low mintage numbers can skyrocket in value. Coins that have survived in mint state condition with little to no wear are like gold to collectors. And when passionate coin lovers start competing in auctions, prices go through the roof. It is not just about money, it is about owning a piece of America's soul, a coin that connects the present with the past. One famous example is the 1793 Liberty 1 cent, the very first cent ever struck by the United States Mint. Depending on condition, this coin alone can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars. The early large cents from the draped bust and the classic head series also bring high market values, especially in well-preserved grades. Even coins from the mid-1800s with the braided hair design can surprise you with their prices if found in pristine condition. Imagine going through your grandfather's old coin collection, opening a forgotten box, and finding one of these treasures shining back at you. That one coin could change your life forever. That is why every collector, every treasure hunter, and every coin lover dreams of discovering a Liberty 1 cent. The thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the possibility of striking it rich make this hobby one of the most exciting in the world. The current coin market is hotter than ever. Collectors across the globe are paying record-breaking prices for rare cents. Auction houses are filled with bidders who know the true worth of these coins. Online platforms and coin shows are buzzing with excitement as buyers and sellers trade Liberty 1 cents at values that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. It is a golden age for numismatics, and if you own one of these coins, you are sitting on a potential fortune, but remember, not every Liberty 1 cent is automatically worth a fortune. The key lies in details. The date, the mint mark, the grade, and even small errors in design can make all the difference. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS and NGC are the ones that attract serious buyers and high prices. A Liberty 1 cent graded as mint state can easily multiply in value compared to one in circulated condition. Even minor errors such as double strikes, off-center designs, or unique die varieties can add thousands of dollars to the price tag. So if you have old coins lying around, take a closer look. That dark brown penny you thought was worthless might actually be a Liberty 1 cent with a story worth telling and a value worth a fortune. And even if you do not find the rarest piece, holding a coin that has survived since the early days of the United States is priceless in its own way. It is like touching history with your fingertips. In conclusion, the Liberty 1 cent coin is not just money, it is a legend. From its powerful design symbolizing freedom to its incredible journey through centuries, it stands as one of the most beloved coins in American history. And today, with some pieces reaching market values of $779,340, it has become a dream investment for collectors around the world. So next time you see an old penny, never underestimate it. That tiny coin could be the key to a hidden treasure. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next Liberty 1 cent fortune will be discovered by you. This was today's deep dive into the world of Liberty 1 cent coins. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more rare coin stories, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, hit the like button, and share this with other coin lovers. Stay connected, stay curious, and stay excited, because the world of coins is full of surprises waiting just for you. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that has caught the attention of collectors, dealers, and investors across the United States and even worldwide. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin, specifically the 2017 D issue, and believe me when I say this coin is more than just a simple cent. It holds history, design beauty, and an extraordinary value that will shock you when compared to its face value. If you are new to the channel, make sure you watch till the very end because what I am about to share might just inspire you to check your pocket change, your old jars of coins, or maybe even your inherited collection from your grandparents. Let us begin by talking about the roots of the Liberty 1 cent coin. The 1 cent coin has always been one of the most iconic pieces in American currency. Ever since its earliest minting, the penny carried designs that represented the spirit of America. From the Indian head cents to the Lincoln cents, every design carried a message of freedom, struggle, and history. By 2017, the Denver Mint, marked by the letter D, released another year of the Liberty-themed 1 cent coins that collectors often overlook at first sight. But here is where things get interesting. When you hold a Liberty 1 cent coin of 2017 D in your hand, you might think it is just another penny. After all, its face value is only 1 cent. But collectors know the real story. This coin, depending on its condition, rarity, minting errors, and collector demand, can be worth far more than a single cent. Some special examples of this coin have reached a staggering market value. Right now, as of the latest reports, the value has touched $779,341. Yes, you heard it right. A coin that says 1 cent can actually be worth nearly $800,000 in the collector's market. Now, let us talk about why this coin is worth so much. First of all, 2017 marked a very special production era for the Denver Mint. While billions of pennies were struck, a limited number of coins came out with striking errors. These errors included double dies, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, and even unusual metal compositions. For coin collectors, these minting errors are like hidden treasure. The more unique the error, the higher the demand, and with higher demand comes skyrocketing value. Imagine a coin that you could easily overlook in your change turning out to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is the magic of coin collecting. Another reason the Liberty 1 cent 2017 D has climbed in value is the connection collectors feel to American history. The design itself stands as a reminder of liberty and resilience. People who collect coins are not only looking for shiny pieces of metal. They are searching for stories. Every scratch, every mint mark, every tiny variation is part of a larger story. And when a coin carries that story along with rarity, it becomes priceless. Now let us move to the current market scene. As of today, the Liberty 1 cent coin of 2017 D has taken the spotlight in auctions and private sales. Collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to secure a coin in pristine condition or with rare minting errors. Auction houses have recorded jaw-dropping sales where the bidding war drove the prices higher and higher. Many casual collectors are surprised when they learn that their small penny could pay for a house, a luxury car, or even an entire business. This is why the coin world is so exciting. One small discovery can completely change your financial life. If you are wondering how to check if your Liberty 1 cent 2017D is valuable, here are some tips. First, examine the coin carefully. Look for unusual markings, doubling in the lettering, or anything that looks out of place. Use a magnifying glass or a microscope if you have one. Second, check the condition of your coin. Collectors use a grading system that ranges from poor to mint state, with mint state coins being the most valuable. A coin that looks untouched, shining with original luster, can be worth far more than one that has circulated heavily. Third, always consult a professional appraiser or send your coin to a grading company. A certified grade can increase the trust and value of your coin in the market. Remember, every collector starts somewhere. Some start with just a single coin they found by chance. Others inherit collections from family. The key is to be curious, to learn, and to never underestimate even the smallest coin in your pocket. The Liberty 1 cent 2017D is living proof that value is not always measured by what is printed on the surface. It is measured by rarity, demand, history, and the thrill of collecting. Before we close, let us reflect on what makes coin collecting such a powerful journey. It is not just about money. It is about connecting with history, preserving culture, and passing on treasures to future generations. The Liberty 1 cent coin represents liberty, freedom, and the enduring spirit of America. And for collectors, it represents hope, discovery, and opportunity. So next time you hold a penny, take a closer look. It could be just another cent, or it could be a hidden fortune waiting to change your life. This has been JF Coin, bringing you the stories, values, and wonders of coins from across the world. If you found this video interesting, do not forget to subscribe, like, and share with other collectors and coin enthusiasts. Your support keeps us going and helps us uncover more treasures from the world of numismatics. Stay curious, keep searching, and who knows, the next Liberty 1 cent 2017D coin you come across might just be worth $779,341 or even more in the future. Thank you for watching JF Coin.